Williamsport, Ohio is about as different from the East Coast as high school football is from college. Brian Wool is finding that out on both accounts. An experienced college football coach with stays at Colorado State, Rhode Island, and most recently Central Connecticut State, where he served as defensive coordinator the last 2 years, Wool is now in charge of the defense at Westfall High School. A native Ohioan who prepped at Kenton High School and played collegiately at Ashland University, Wool has returned to the Buckeye State after spending the last 8 years roaming sidelines on Saturdays. No doubt some things are different.
All right, man, lost your defensive coordinator last year. Obviously brought Brian Wool in. Talk about bringing a college defensive coordinator down to the high school level, the advantages.
I think there's a number of advantages. I think the first and foremost, the biggest advantage that you have with a college coach is just their knowledge of the specific fundamentals of each individual position and different type of drills that they bring to practice. And then obviously X and O's are a huge factor, but not so much at the high school level like it is at the college level. It's more of getting these kids to understand their position and to play their position at a very high level.
Wool came to Westfall because of his friendship with current Mustangs head coach Scott Keller. The two played at Ashland together, and Keller needed a new defensive coordinator. The fit was perfect for both and the team.
What are some of the strengths that Brian brings? You mentioned obviously the individual skill sessions, more emphasis on the individual. In addition to that, he really credited the kids with being one of the things that's really made his stay here already worthwhile.
I think, first and foremost, he's great with kids. The kids really like him, they really respect him. He's a great leader for them. He's a high energy guy. When he's in practice, he's bouncing around from position to position. He's coaching the entire defense. And this just his knowledge of the game. When you're talking about a guy who's spent time at Colorado State and Rhode Island and Central Connecticut, you're going to pick some things up along the way. So his knowledge of the game and the things that he brings to the table for us, really let me sleep a lot better at night, knowing that I lost a defensive coordinator but picked up another quality defensive coordinator to replace him.
The Mustangs have been to the playoffs 5 straight years, and last season became the first Scioto Valley Conference school in history to make the state semifinals, where they lost to Coldwater. Offense has long been the calling card of Westfall's football team, but Wool and Keller expect that power to shift. Both are looking for a balanced attack.
And obviously your offense has been, pretty much the meat of your team the last couple of years. You've been able to just outscore pretty much everybody you play. Ask Brian if he's looking forward to kind of making the defense something that people are talking about around here. You kind of want him to do that, or you kind of see that taking place?
No, I think it has. I think our defense has played so well the last few years, but our offense, because of the way we run our offense gets a lot of the publicity. But it's really a disservice to those defensive players, because our defense has been very, very good. And the old saying goes, defense wins championships, offense wins games. And I think last year our regional championship was really won. It was a 14-12 game. Our defense won that regional championship. And I'm hoping that our defense does the same thing. We're going to have a very explosive offense. We've got a 4-year starter quarterback who's smart, throws the ball well, a lot of very good skilled kids, some very good linemen. But at the same point in time, if we want to get back to the level that we played at last year, we're going to have to play well defensively.
Good enough, man. All right, Brian, you've been coaching college football the last, 8, 9, 10 years, it seems like. Coaching high school for the first time, tell me some differences between high school football and college that you've seen already.
I think the main difference is the amount of preparation goes in off the practice field and at the college level. Here at the high school level, we do most of our stuff on the field. We don't get the guys in to watch a lot of film. We're more on the field, hands-on, giving them the physical example of going out there and walking through it and doing it. You just don't have as much time with them. These are high school kids. They're not getting paid to do this. They're doing this because they love the game. And you can't ask to use up that much more of their time, especially here at Westfall. A lot of our kids work on the farms in the mornings, and they come in and then they bust their butt for about 7 hours during 2 days. So we couldn't ask them much more. So some stuff we're doing right now is we're starting to meet a little bit more and take it off the field a little bit. But I'd say that's the biggest difference, is the meeting time and spending the time with the guys off the field.
I was going to say, are the kids basically the biggest draw or difference between high school and college as far as coachability, eagerness to learn?
I think for the majority, I would say yes, but not. I want to present that all college kids are bad and they don't love the game and they don't have a passion for it, because most of them do. But you know how it is. When you get older, you have more things going on in your life that can pull you away from something you're trying to concentrate on, whether it be a career goal or maybe an athletic goal or a school goal, anything like that. So the older that you get, the more problems you have. So right now we're getting these kids, and all they really care about is football, and they're worried about that day. They don't think about the future right now because all they got to do is graduate high school, and then they'll worry about it later. So
obviously Westfall has a high-powered offense. They've been putting up a lot of points the last couple of years.
Sure.
Defense has kind of been an afterthought here. I would assume you want to try and change that, make Westfall known as a more balanced team.
Well, what we'd like to do, I think, Eric, is be a little bit more aggressive than they've been here in the past. And they've done a great job of playing defense, and it's a shame that they've been overlooked because they have played such great defense here for so long. And I think that's really a staple the kids take pride in. And even the best players, Bryant and Ben out there, they take pride in their defense, and they want to do well. And we're going to use those guys, and I think we're going to challenge some people and maybe try and bring some heat a little bit more than they have in the past. I think what we want to do, my philosophy is, with an offense of this power that's going to score this many points, you want to get them the ball and have them on the field as much as humanly possible. And I think the best way to do that is being aggressive, go-get-them type defense, try and get the ball back for them. Hopefully limit the big plays, but understanding that might be part of it. We might give up a big play here or there. We don't want to, but it might happen. But our goal is really to get more turnovers than big plays we're going to give up. And if we do that, we think that we'll continue to put up a lot of points here at Westfall and continue to win football games.
Despite his time on the East Coast and in the West, Wool is happy to be back in Ohio. He's seen a lot of football, and none, he says, compares with the brand in the Buckeye State.
And obviously you played high school football in Ohio, played college football in Ohio. Talk about coming back to Ohio to coach football at the high school level.
It's great. It's the number one reason I came back was to be back home for family, for friends. I couldn't say enough things about how happy I am, and me and my wife, about being back in Ohio. It's just a different world out there. Once you cross over into New York State and get up into New England, it's a beautiful place. There's a ton of things to do, but it's a little bit too fast-paced. It's more laid back here, and it's much more our tempo. So we're really excited to be back in Ohio.